So welcome to our session. Today's topic is attitude of gratitude. So let's do an invocation. Let's close our eyes. Connect the tongue to the palate. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. Let us pray. So today, while I say the words that are in the invocation, I'm going to pause for a few seconds, and I would like each of us to think of what is it that we want, because a lot of things are actually covered in the invocation itself. Okay, so let's start. To the Divine Father, Divine Mother, we thank you for your priceless blessings. Please think of the priceless blessings that we have received. For divine light, be aware of the light in your life. Let's be aware of the sunlight. Let's be aware of the electricity that lights up our home at night. Divine love. Let's be aware of the love that surrounds us. Yes, we are asking for divine love, but at the same time, we should also be aware of the love that is already around us. With our friends, our family members. And if there isn't any love, which is sad, but perhaps you love trees, you like sunshine, you like flowers, you like your pet. So divine light, divine love, divine power. Let's be aware of the power in our body, the power to breathe, the power to live, the power to move our arms and legs, the power to see, hear, speak. Divine love and divine mercy. So let's be grateful for all the times when we think that perhaps the God has been, or the Lord has been merciful on us. Maybe when we made a mistake and the punishment we got was little small, or the lesson was easy. So divine love, divine mercy, for your divine protection. Let's be aware of the protection. We have protection in terms of our homes. We have a main door that protects us. Some of us live in communities. We have a community gate that protects us. We have the laws that protect us. So let's be grateful for all of these. So divine love, divine guidance, divine power, divine love, divine mercy, divine protection. For illumination, let's be grateful for illumination. Illumination basically means that we can see the path ahead, right? So sometimes we know what is to be done, and that's the path ahead. So that's illumination. Abundance. Abundance is that there's enough for me and there's enough for others. So something that is very abundant is air. There's enough oxygen on the planet for us. If we treat our food properly, there's enough food for us. Let's be aware of abundance and prosperity. Prosperity is not just money. Prosperity is also relationships and health. Divine help, protection, illumination, abundance, and prosperity. So when we do the invocation and we are actually able to focus on all these things, then a lot of things are already taken care of. Okay. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am one with my higher soul. I am that I am. I am not the body. I am not the emotions. I am not the thought. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am one with my higher soul. I am that I am. I am one with the divine spark within me. Let's be aware of the divine spark within us. I am a child of God. Let's be aware that we are all made in the likeness of God with divine light, love, and power. I am a child of God. I am connected with God. So for those of us who are in the pranic healing system, we know how we are connected with God through our spiritual cord, through the Antakarna. I am one with all. So if all are children of God, then we are one with all. Inhale slowly, exhale slowly. Okay, so today we'll talk about an attitude of gratitude. So, what that basically means is that we are grateful for whatever we have at any time of the day. Um, there are times where I forget. So, this is also a message to myself that sometimes when we get annoyed, let's say, for example, somebody calls us on the phone and it's a telecaller, maybe we get annoyed, right? But at that point, also, perhaps we can be grateful that we have the ability to hear, that we have the ability that we have a phone, that we have the ability to have a connection, right? A cell phone connection, because there are people who don't have it. Okay. So one of the things that helps with an attitude of gratitude is that if we are constantly aware of what we have, then it just creates an energy in our body which attracts more and more and more things. So I don't know if any of us have read, The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, or of course those of us who have done Kriya Shakti with the Acharyas or with Master Choka Sui. We know that if we're grateful, then a lot of things begin to come to us automatically. So one of the things that I often try to do, and I encourage everyone else to do, would be to be grateful for when we are giving money to somebody, when we make a payment, like, are we giving it with like, "Kitna paisa le liya," like how much money these people have asked for this small item? Do we say that, or are we grateful that we have the money to basically give to this person who has brought us something that we wanted, right? So when we're buying something, are we grateful to God that we have the money to buy it, right? And also, one of the things that the late Vidisha Bhattacharjee told me, she is the founder of PCCA, Padma Sambhava Center for Charitable Activities. She was also a friend. She still is a friend, but so she said that whenever you give money, if you just add a blessing to that money, that wherever it goes, it brings happiness to whoever it's going to. Then basically what's happening is that you're changing the quality of that particular amount of money. And if everybody begins to, have gratitude when we're giving money, then everyone will be grateful, right? So this really helps when we are making a payment. Sometimes I know that people get upset if somebody asks them for money, but it's like, well, you asked for this item to be delivered to you, so now why are you upset? So we just need to think, like, is it because we think that when this item leaves our or when this money leaves our wallet, we are that much, I don't want to use the word, but yeah, I mean, we're not, we don't have it anymore. But what we are forgetting is that we paid for something, so something has come into our life. And let's say, for example, it's something that is going to be useful for me, right? So if it's something that's going to be useful for me, then that also has a certain value. Yes, it costs me something, but it also has a certain value. It's going to either improve, let's say, for example, I buy a laptop. So if I buy a laptop, is it going to improve certain aspects of my life? Is it going to help me to do my work faster? Is it going to do something, right? Or if we've ordered food, then if we've ordered food or vegetables, then is it going to help our family? So yeah, the amount of cash has gone down, but the amount of value has gone up. And hopefully, you can't eat money. You can eat food. You can't eat money, right? So the attitude of gratitude basically is to be grateful for whatever we have. Now, all of us have, including me, have a lot of things that we still want, or a lot of, things that we still want, but that doesn't mean we forget to be grateful for what we already have. So I'm just going to go step by step for different things. We just talked about finances, financial gratitude. The next thing we'll talk about is health gratitude. So sometimes, yes, I get a little, upset with my body that it doesn't digest things as well, especially when I've given it things that it doesn't like. But let's say, for example, I have poor digestion, for example, and I keep telling myself like, oh, my body is just not that good. But, ask somebody who can't eat anything at all, right? We know people who are fed through a pipe, right? We know people who don't have food to eat, right? So we also know people who sometimes may not have an arm or a leg, right? So, or don't have the use of the arm and leg. So whenever we are looking at our health, yes, okay, maybe I may be aware that my digestion is not as good as it needs to be. And, I have a little bit of a belly that bulges out. Okay, fine. But at least I have a belly, right? At least I have a fully functioning body. My hands are moving, my legs are moving, everything in my face is moving, everything is fine, right? So when we are asking for health, that's good, but let's also be aware of what we have. Let's be grateful for what we have. So sometimes, we forget these little blessings. So what I do is that to remind myself, I basically am like, okay, I'm complaining about my belly, but it's a lot better, like a lot better from when before I started pranic healing. I could barely eat anything. I had allergies, like, or I was allergic to almost everything. And today I'm allergic to almost nothing. So, when we're thinking about our health, yes, the health may not be as good as you want it to be, but at least you have some things. So if we focus on what we have, that helps us to attract better health, because what it does is that it changes the quality of the cells. So let's say, for example, we are, let's visualize a group of people. Now, if we tell the entire group of people, listen, you're all really bad, okay, you're all really bad people, what do you think is going to happen? They're probably going to start behaving worse than they are, right? But if we have a group of people and some are behaving properly and some are not, and we begin to encourage those who are behaving properly, wow, that is really good behavior. What do you think is going to happen to the others who are not behaving properly? They will also be like, oh, okay, that can be, I'd like to be appreciated, right? So similarly for our health, just visualize that all these cells in our body, we have all these organs that are doing all kinds of things for us. I don't know if I've shared this before, but sometimes I get this thought in my mind that if you look at certain fruits, and you look at the human body, some of the fruits and vegetables actually look like certain organs in the body. I don't know if you've ever thought about that, but there are certain fruits that look like different parts of the body. So just think about that. The reason I'm asking you to think about that is evolution. There's so much happening in the body. The body has also come about, it has evolved from the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, and then now we are human, right? So basically, this body or this organ that is inside our body right now has done a lot of work. It has come through a lot in its own life. So let's just be grateful for the fact that, this heart of mine has chosen to be my heart, and that it's there for me and it's beating for me, right? So gratitude. So the other thing about gratitude is relationships. I understand that sometimes we have children who are irritating, or spouse who is irritating, or parents who are irritating. But just take a second and just think of how would life be if they weren't there at all. Okay, just think about that for one brief second, not for too long, just for a brief second. The reason I want to say this is because I just want us to be aware that yes, sometimes though someone's behavior is not exactly the way we want them to be, do you really want life without them altogether? If you do, okay, then maybe you probably need to get out of that relationship. But if not, then let's be grateful that they're there. You can ask anybody who's lost a spouse or lost a child or lost a parent. They will tell you that life was much nicer when they were around, right? So sometimes we forget to be grateful for what is there. We just are like, oh, this person is so irritating. Why don't they improve their behavior? Yada yada yada. But would you rather have them with their behavior, not so great as it may be, or would you really have life without them completely? Okay. So again, like I said, if you'd rather not have them at all in your life, then you need to get out of that relationship. But if it makes you think, then let's be aware and be grateful for the relationships we have. My father passed away some time ago, and sometimes I'm like, I wish he was here. Okay. Although his behavior, he was unhappy. So, there were a lot of things that he used to say, but I would have still rather have him here, right? Okay, so that's a very personal thing, of course. I'd like you to reflect on your own relationships and see, would you rather have life without this person? And the second thing about people and about relationships is something that a Tao master actually taught me. Unfortunately, I don't know her name. Otherwise, I would have mentioned it. Um, she said that think of 3 good things about this person who you're annoyed with, and try to create that image of that person with those good things, right? And then think to yourself, okay, I would like so and so things to change. In fact, if I remember correctly, she said write down 10 things about this person that you like, and then write down 10 things about this person that you wish to see changed. And every day read that piece of paper. Okay, so you're going to read 10 things about this person that are good. Maybe simple things like, okay, you may think that they're interfering, but perhaps they're just very concerned about you. That's a good thing, right? So maybe you could write, this person is very concerned about me, and what you want to change is that you wish that they were less interfering, for example. Okay, so that's a little bit of a change, right? So things like that. So write down 10 things that you like about the person, and write down 10 things that you want to change, that you would like to see changed, and then just read that piece of paper every single day. So that's another technique. Today in the session with Sri Ram this morning, he also mentioned a couple of things about this, but I don't think I'm free to share them in this group right now. But basically it was the same thing, be aware of what the good qualities of somebody is before we start thinking of the negative qualities. Okay. Okay, easier said than done. Yes, I know. I have to remind myself every day also. Okay, next is spirituality. So again, with spirituality, let's be grateful. We are here together to meditate every single day. We are meditating, we are blessing the earth. So I hope you're aware that when we bless the earth, we are basically improving our karmic balance sheet, right? So spirituality and materiality, these are the 2 pillars for pranic healing or the Arhatic Yoga school. So we are not the kind of school where we expect people to give away everything that they have and go live in an ashram. We are not that kind of school. We are a school of service, which means that we have to take care of our own bodies so we can help take care of other people's bodies. Yeah. So I remember one of the videos of Master Chua where he would basically be like, people think that a spiritual person should be like this and should not have food to eat and should be like weak. That's not necessary. Okay. This is according to Master Choa Kok Sui, what I understand from a video that I saw. And again, if I'm misquoting, I'm sorry. But basically his point was that in the modern world, in today's world, that is not what a spiritual person looks like. A spiritual person is someone who is dynamic, who is available to serve, and is strong in body and mind, and therefore you can do more work, right? Okay. So again, for the attitude of gratitude, the other thing that I wanted to just add is that of these 4 things, one of the things that I have found has really worked for me is that if I make donations for anything, for any of these categories, it really helps me solve problems in that. So donations are something that is called tithing also. So tithing comes from the word tithe or 10, and it means 10%. So 10% of our income. And if we are homemakers, then 10% of whatever money we get to run the house. Okay, that is your income per se. So 10% of that is to be donated to charity. You're welcome to donate it to any of our charities, including our foundation, which is Yog Vidya Pranic Healing Foundation of West Bengal. But you can also donate to any other place. So some of the other ideas that I want to share with you for donations is this. Let's say, for example, you're having a financial issue. Then it's a good idea to donate to people, for vocational training, or if you're looking for a job, then it's a good idea to donate to an institution that's providing vocational training. Suppose you're having health issues, or your children aren't eating properly, then what you can do is you can give money to a organization that is taking care of food, So we have Feed the Hungry, for example, or you can give to any charity. I'm just suggesting our charities as well, so that in case you want to donate to the Pranic Healing School, you can do that. But there are many, many charities, and a lot of people are doing a lot of good work. Okay. Of course, relationships. So if you're having relationship issues, then I generally just suggest a general tithe to a charity. And of course, spiritual tithing. So I remember this one person, I think it was Ashaji Agarwal who taught me advanced pranic healing. She once mentioned that when she wanted to do the workshops, apparently there was some reason why she couldn't. And so what she did is that she helped arrange a lot of things for about 3 or 4 other people to attend the workshop. And once she made those arrangements and did all of that, suddenly the path for her to do the workshop also opened up. So that's, what we call spirituality. So in case you're not in a position to take the workshops and you want to, you can just try and help other people to take the workshop, or help the organizer to organize, or help the instructor by getting students. And what we've seen is these are things that have worked. Okay. So sometimes people feel that, why do we talk about these things? We talk about these things because these are things that have worked for us. So we're talking by example. And like I said, in terms of charities and donations, it's a good idea to donate. A lot of us are, like for example, we're running this free service of conducting Twin Hearts meditation. The entire team is donating contributing its time, at least 1 hour a day, every day, and some of us more than that, in terms of communication and other things. So yeah, I mean, if you could think of helping us run this and keep it free, that would be helpful, because I think it would help a lot of people. And that's it. So again, the attitude of gratitude. Every money that you give to anybody, please smile, please give it with love, please give it with gratitude. Be aware that the Lord God has given you so much that you are able to pay. Okay, it's a blessing to be able to pay. Don't think of it as like, oh, they're taking my money. They're not. You have the capacity to buy something. That's a blessing. Okay. Okay. Let's bless ourselves with willpower. Let's bless ourselves with awareness. Let's bless ourselves with the ability to be grateful for what we have, with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let's be aware of all the people who are struggling with COVID-19. Let's bless them with divine light, divine love, and divine healing. May the Buddha Kuan Yin, with her divine, compassionate, purifying light, extract, externalize, and raise to higher vibrations all negativity associated with the coronavirus. Let's also pray to the Lords of Karma to help humanity learn our lesson rapidly and properly. In full faith, we thank you. Please bless your projects. If you have any upcoming events, let's bless them. If you have any clients, let's bless our clients, our employees, our employers, our team, our domestic help. Let's bless all the people in the healthcare industry who are doing so much work. Let's bless the entire planet with clarity regarding the coronavirus. May all confusion be extracted, externalized, and raised to high vibrations by the grace of the Buddha Kuan Yin and the Supreme God. Inhale slowly, and as you exhale, let's release all the blessings. Okay, let's massage our face. Our scalp, neck, arms, shoulders, chest, the back, the kidneys, the spleen, the liver. Wake up the entire body. So today's session was on gratitude, gratitude in finances, gratitude in health, gratitude in relationships, and gratitude for spirituality. And one of the solutions, if you're struggling with any of them, is to tithe, is to donate 10% of your income. And of course, when it comes to relationships or any of these things, just be aware of the positive side of all the things that are there in our life. Okay. Sometimes I forget, but like I said, this is a message to me also.